Crossarms, the unsung hero of the utility pole world and something we all rely on every single day to ensure that power gets from point A to point B. Now, a crossarm is the horizontal component that's mounted toward the top of the utility pole. Now, that supports the power lines a safe distance apart and provides connection points for things like insulators. The wooden crossarms that Jefferson PUD uses are made right here in Washington State by Brooks Manufacturing in Bellingham. Brooks is family owned and is nestled on 14 acres in the heart of the city and have solely focused on crossarm creation since the 1940s. Brooks is a leading supporter of wooden crossarms like these across the country, and it's well placed here in the Pacific Northwest because the vast majority of crossarms in service are coastal Douglas fir, harvested right here in Washington, Oregon, Idaho, and British Columbia. Coastal fir is the material of choice due to its rot-resistant nature, fire resistance, and because pesky, boring insects tend to stay away. So, how does Brooks make utility crossarms? Let's take a look. It starts with rough cut material from the mills arriving by truck, and then it's stickered to allow the air between pieces. Airflow is essential for the next step, when the material is loaded onto open rail cars and sealed into massive kilns. Brooks has 4 steam-powered kilns designed to pull moisture from the wood. Time in the kiln depends on the material size, and that can vary from 1 to 2 weeks. And they work to maintain a consistent 180-degree temperature inside. During the drying process, the rough-cut material may lose up to 1/4 of an inch per side. Steam is the heat source of choice, and it's pumped in via a network of pipes connected to a 1950s-era steam boiler, which is 100% fueled by the sawdust, trimmings, and chips from the wood in the milling process. Out of the kiln, the rough-cut material is sent single file through a 4-sided planer, where another 1/8 of an inch is removed. During sizing, the corners are rounded over, and small indents are made all over the surface to help with the pressure treating process. The smooth crossarms are then passed through the cutoff saw for final sizing. Between each step, the material is graded and sorted as they make their way from conveyor to conveyor toward the automated boring process. Bore placement on newly minted crossarms is essential to ensure that components that are being attached, such as support braces, insulators, or brackets, are safely spaced. Large drill bits accurately chew through the material from the top and the sides. Each crossarm also receives a brand indicating the manufacturer, material, and noting the top of the arm for line crew. And while the brand is being applied, the crossarm is stress tested. The final step is pressure treating. Though naturally rot resistant, pressure treating of coastal Douglas fir crossarms helps extend the usable life even further, with the goal of them lasting to be 60 years under ideal conditions. Hundreds of crossarms are loaded onto a submarine-shaped chamber, which is flooded with preservative mixture and pressurized to 100 psi. Now that's the equivalent of pressure if you were diving down to 200 feet underwater. Crossarms typically stay in the chamber under pressure for 4 hours before being removed. From here, the crossarms are placed under cover until they are ready to be loaded up and put into use. So there you go, a little look behind the scenes at the essential components we all rely on day in and day out. Jefferson PUD, connecting our community.